Are the graduates ready?
His red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
to South Florida, for those of you who are visitors to South Florida. Next, I want to say welcome to the NSI family and a warm welcome to all of the families here represented, representing our wonderful, wonderful graduates. And to a special welcome to our guest speaker. You want to stand for me? Miss Ginger Miller, who flew all the way from Washington, D.C. this morning to be with us. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. You know, in planning events like these, it's not just about balloons and flowers and tablecloths and robes. It's more than that. It's not about the media or about the people who are even here. It's about the heart. And I work with a team that is full of heart. So because they're full of a big heart, you know, they got a video last night that they did not think was good enough. And one of our team members was up until 3 a.m. just to make sure you are represented correctly. We had people working from as far as New York just to make sure you guys are really represented. I'm not going to give a vote of thanks. No, that's not what I'm doing. But I just want to set the tone of one of gratitude. Today is a day of gratitude because we're thankful for you. Today is a day when we say thank you to you. You know, as I was saying to the vets earlier on this morning, as a mother myself, and that's the only thing, please forgive me, but that's the only thing I can liken this to, which is a very big task. And as a mother, you do everything. But they take one silly little old day out of the year in the middle of May all months, not January, the beginning of the year, not in the holiday season, but in the middle there of May, and they call it Mother's Day. And that's the day that they use to say, thank you. And have you ever watched the dads in the kitchen that day? You're saying, and they can cook. Mark you, they can cook. They can do all of this. But they're just fumbling over each other with the kids just to try to make that day the best day ever for you as a mother. That's what North-South Institute does for them. We take one silly little program and we try our best within that program to squeeze in all of our appreciation for your service. And you look at us and you say, oh my God, poor things. They just don't know. We just don't know. That's correct. We just don't know. But what we want you to know is that you are important. What we want you to know is that we do this with pride. What we want you to know is that we are here to represent your excellence. And what we want you to know is that we are going to be here for you, not just during this celebration, not just during this program, but as we move forward. We are tried in the program to teach you, all of your professors there who are represented, we try to teach you some skills that can help you to transition into your fullness, then, so to speak. And I hope we did a good job. So today, spouse, parents, friends, other colleagues who are here to celebrate these vets who have gone through a very gruesome, almost 106, and some people are overachievers. They even did 140 hours of work here in this program. This is your day. Make it a happy day. Enjoy yourselves, be relaxed, and know that we are doing this from the heart. But remember, this is only, like Mother's Day, this is only a symbol of what we can do to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I am going to turn this over to Dr. Scott. He's going to be your master of ceremony for the afternoon. Let's hope he does a good job. I'll give you a little card and you can rate him from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest at the end of the program. Dr.
getting older for this stuff. I can't even recognize what pockets to put away this little device. You can give me a -1 because that means I'll have to come back again, do it all over again. You know, there are always things in life that makes you feel that as a servant to serve those who are underserved. You start out from your family, the family you were born in. And then later on, as you expand your network, you recognize that there's more to be done. And folks, if I break down, if I cry, you guys gonna just hold me up so I don't hit the floor. First of all, I want to thank you on behalf of the board of directors, the technical staff, all the faculty that have served in serving you this morning and serving your families. And of course, the staff of NSI who have worked diligently, and some of those who have made sure that this program works. This program started out as a pilot project, one of the 6 projects that was designated to serve AgVet. And it has expanded to now graduating almost 6, the 6th, 5th, 5 and 6 cohort. COVID did a little bit on us, but we are here today. And today we are here to celebrate you and your family, to make sure that they have recognized that you have embarked upon a journey. I saw one video from one of the, and you'll be seeing it later on. And one of the graduates said, it is one of the best challenges that he has had for the time. And I want to tell you that this thing has cascaded into a snowball, that just this week, we have been receiving calls about your program and about you from all over the globe. And I want to thank you so much for getting it there. It would be remiss of me to get up here and fail to recognize someone who decided to share her blessings with us. And that is our guest speaker today. I want to recognize her again and say thank you again. And I also want to tell you that that little table around there with these funny little hats, you know them, I know them. But I want to tell you, without these folks, the 26 years, as a matter of fact, there's one gentleman who's standing there that I said, I know you for 40 years now. Who's sitting there? And he said, no, it's 37. I said, what's the difference? Plus or minus 3. Dr. Ian Lambert, we started a journey from student together, faculty, business consulting together. And then there is a lady sitting there, Dr. Mary Lambert. I know her for almost 30 years now. And accidentally, I met her husband. And I say accidentally because I was at a program and I didn't even know. But the important thing is graciousness. When you are someone who demonstrates graciousness, you'll always be attracted. And perhaps he's one of the most gracious persons, Dr. George Fitzpatrick, my friend, my strategic advisor, someone who is my sounding board. And not to mention, of course, my the guy who got me into UF. Now, he brought me this gator pin today. And I try so hard to get my alma mater, and Mr. Escobar, Mrs. Roberts, and her husband, who have been, they have been with the program since the beginning. I want to say that there are some other folks who are absent from here that you'll be seeing later on from the technical advisor and the board, the board technical advisory board, and all the folks who have ensured that your program, an incubator program, to build your skills, either get the job that you desire, or B, start the enterprise that you want to start. That's why we're here. And we are supported by USDA, a federal program that believes in you and want to support you. So please accept my sincere and heartfelt congratulations to you and your family today in being here to demonstrate that there is something special about the next guy I'm going to tell you that said to me, a graduation, Scotty, is a graduation. That is Captain Esther over there, your partner and your case advisor who make sure that this happens. I normally start stories that flow like a river. So I'm going to get on the bank now. And I am going to ask Mr. Ed Scavar to take the stage and introduce the class business plan presentation. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
So did you recognize me with the beard? Huh? Gray? Wasn't because of you folks. So when we started our program, initially in our introductions, one of the biggest words that were tossed around was perseverance, right? And did we persevere? Yes, we did. We're sitting here today proving that. So I would like to congratulate you all and thank Dr. and Mrs. Scott and all of the team from NSI for allowing me in the honor of being able to teach what I've learned through the world of hard knocks and academic both to you folks. So congratulations. Now, I also have the honor of introducing Mr. and Mrs. Law. Where are you? There you two are. So just a quick, I read your bios a little bit. And one of the things that I noticed is that you had four boys? 6 boys and just 1 girl. So, Mr. Law, the odds were never in your favor, were they? Yeah, it's just not there. And it amazes me the academic qualifications, Mrs. Law, that you have, but you decided that you were going to continue your quest and journey of knowledge. And that's what it is, graduates. You have started a journey, but it never ends. You always learn. You learn from professors like myself and Carol and others, and you learn from your colleagues, from your cohorts. So don't ever not forget what they know, because we learned a lot on our journey, didn't we? I know I certainly did. And so I would like to invite the Laws up here to go over their business plan. And the business plan we did it was not easy, was it? Because you had to really think it out. And just when you thought you had it all figured out, what happens? We turned right. Remember that trip that we all took together? When we went off the highway, we were going up there and we were heading on up to Maine, and all of a sudden we're taking another avenue. That's what business will be like for you. That's what your business plan will be for. Remember, it just starts, right? It starts as an acorn. And as it grows and you grow into a magnificent oak, so will your business. So again, Dr. Scott, Mrs. Scott, thank you so much for inviting me into this program. I'm truly honored. Graduates, it was a pleasure working with you. Your excitement and your contributions, it reinvigorated my teaching, and that I thank you for. And at this time, I would like to introduce the law.
Usually, when I stand before a crowd, I'm preparing a sermon. But I'm not here to preach today. I'm here to share our business plans for D&V Farm LLC. First slide, please. I am Donnie Law Sr. I served 25 years in the United States Marine Corps, retired as a sergeant major. My wife, Vanetta Law, she served in the Army for 4 years, and then she switched over to the United States Public Service. She did 16 years, or a total of 20 years. She retired as a colonel. Next slide. D&V Farm LLC goal is to expand the farm to include livestock, hydroponics, beekeeping, and solar farming. The goal is to provide organizations and affordable food for our family and community. Okay. Production plan. Our plan consists of 3 phases. First phase, hydroponics, vegetables, and honey for families and friends. Second phase, commercial, selling livestock, tomatoes, lettuce, and honey. Third phase, we're going to introduce solar farming and agriculture to the project. I will be going into solar panel, but I want to stay in there just a little bit longer before we turn that over. That's why we put that in the third phase.
Thank you, Mr. Law. Okay, I will continue on with our business plan, going into the marketing of our business. Our target market analysis includes the 4 Ps. That is your product, your price, your place, and your promotion. Our product, we will be using hydroponics to produce a variety of tomatoes, such as heirloom and beefsteak, a variety of lettuce, flavorful honey, goat, and the use of solar panels. Our price strategies include cost plus pricing, calculating our costs, and added a markup. And we also considering competitive pricing, the price set based on the competition that we will be up against. The place will be, we'll use a farm stand located on our 10-acre property in Williston, Florida. Our promotion, we will use social media on our website, Facebook, and Instagram. The operation, next page, the operation plan is the farm will be financed and operated by the owners with the assistance of part-time volunteers. The operation will be implemented in phases from the farm stand to the aquatourism. Next slide. Of course, we needed to do, and we did do, a SWOT analysis to determine our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Our strengths are our human resources. I hold the Master in Business Administration. My husband is skilled in farming and livestock. We also gained valuable knowledge in hydroponics, beekeeping, and solar farming. Our physical resource will be our land, our livestock, hydroponics equipment, and the bee supplies. We consider this to be a low-cost operation which can be expanded at the owner's discretion. Weakness, our funding source is limited. So I have decided to return to work part-time. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm gonna return to work part-time, and I'm gonna leave the day-to-day operations to my husband and the part-time volunteers. Opportunities to use social media to advertise products and to connect to our customers. We also can obtain data from our customers as well. We will expand our agritourism to educate the public about hydroponics, beekeeping, and solar farming. Our threat is the cost of supplies. So we have to be prudent as far as our buying, and we are considering to buy in bulk. Our competition is from the supermarkets, but we will beat the competition with affordable organic products. Next slide. We also learned that we need to consider our risk management plan. We considered one of the big risks for us was the lack of knowledge on hydroponics, beekeeping, and the solar operation. The solution to that was to gain knowledge on hydroponics. And with the help of one of our fellow students, Michael Lay, he showed us his hydroponics operation and was a very good resource for us, as well as Gator's Hydroponics, which also supplied us with the more information and the equipment. And they are located in Gainesville, Florida. Also, we needed information on beekeeping. So we recently attended University of Florida Beekeeping College and earned a certificate from the college. And we will continue growing and learning in that aspect. We also completed practicums that were offered from North-South Institute on farming, IT, marketing, and solar farming. Risk number 2 is the need for a business resilience fund to cover the financial liability and taxes. So we have to increase our finance for the business, as I previously mentioned. Also, limited workforce, depending on part-time volunteers, is a concern. But this was addressed by seeking volunteers that needed to earn graduate hours. Our financial projection is the amount of capital that is needed to start, expand the farm or agriculture business, which we consider to be needing a need of $10,000, with a monthly expenditure of $300 a month to cover ongoing costs of expanding our livestock, purchase of additional hydroponics, a greenhouse, beehives, and education. We will do this in phases, and we expect to reach in phase 2, we should be able to start generating an income. Next slide. We just wanted to take the time to thank everyone for the opportunity to present our business plan. Of course, we could have went into more detail. There's a lot to it, but we just wanted to give you a brief overview. We're also added for some references that if you happen to want to learn a little bit more about beekeeping, there's another class coming up in March, also about where we receive the resources for the hydroponics and where we're obtaining our beekeeping supplies. Again, thank you.
Thank you. It is for this reason that the next video that we'll be playing will show you exactly what the Institute and the program is all about. Could you go ahead, please? And then I'll be calling later on, Dr. Could you go ahead and play?
United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, National Institute of Food and Agriculture, NIFA, AgVet's program, Enhancing Agricultural Opportunities for Military Veterans. The Enhancing Agricultural Opportunities for Military Veterans program provides grants to nonprofits to increase the number of military veterans gaining knowledge and skills through comprehensive, hands-on, and immersive model farm and ranch programs offered regionally that lead to successful careers in the food and agricultural sector and allied enterprises and services. The program encourages the development of training opportunities specifically designed for military veterans. AgVet programs offer on-site hands-on training and classroom education, leading to a comprehensive understanding of successful farm and ranch operations and management practices. The products may also offer workforce readiness and employment prospects for service-disabled veterans, ensuring there are pathways for military veterans interested in pursuing careers in agriculture, regardless of age or production choice. Strengthens agricultural production and rural economies across the United States. The program is sponsored by the United States Department of Agriculture through its agency, the National Institute of Food and Agriculture. One of its implementing partners that was awarded as a pilot project and expanded to a hosting program in Central, Treasure Coast, and South Florida was the North-South Institute. The Institute has developed a signature program called the Veteran Small Farm and Business Incubator Program. The North-South Institute Veteran Small Farm and Business Incubator Program provides practical training and support to Florida veterans who are interested in launching their own agribusiness operations or gaining full-time employment in agriculture or allied services, such as nursery and landscaping, lawn and gardening, golf course operations, small engine and equipment repairs, operation of farm and construction equipment and machinery. Program participants also receive hands-on experience through the AgVet Practicum, where they can select from a list of disciplines, including an introduction to solar-powered systems, aquaculture, pest management practices, and food safety manager certification. This program is operated by the North-South Institute with funding provided by the United States Department of Agriculture, National Institute for Food and Agriculture, AgVet Program. The North-South Institute has supported the development of veterans in agriculture since 2002 and has seen that veterans are more successful in developing their businesses, farms, and ranches and consistently outperform other groups. This is attributed to the training and discipline developed in their military service. The long-term goal of the Veteran Small Farm and Business Incubator Program is to help veterans create, develop, and implement skills that will help them own and/or work in agribusiness and allied services. This project helps veterans access several career paths and employment opportunities by bridging existing skill gaps. Instructional training on business and agriculture. Module 1, Business Planning, Financial, Tax and Risk Management, Farm and Agribusiness Management, and Information Communication Technology Integration. Module 2, Resource for your farm and business, working with USDA and other agencies. Module 3, Specialty Food Enterprise Development, Crop, Livestock, and Honey. Module 4, AgVet Practicum, Apprenticeship, Mentors, and Internships. The participants are male and female veterans, African American, Hispanic, non-minority veterans, and military families in South Florida, Treasure Coast, and Central and North Central Florida counties. In the programs, the participants receive 96 hours of training and outreach. Through demonstration, specifically, they receive instruction and skill sets for starting your business or career employment, training and technical assistance in business, agriculture, allied services, and auxiliary industries. help with finding resources, including microloans to start and operate your business, hands-on experience practicing on your own farm, and through the partnership, placement, and apprenticeship, mentorship, and internship connecting to jobs and employment in allied services and auxiliary industries. Stipend for training support. Special hiring assistance is available. Accomplishments: change in knowledge, change in action, change in community. Participants learning: farm and business records, farm and business tax management, business plan and integrated business planning tools, business structure and operation, introduction to QuickBooks Basic, production and SWOT analysis, business plan presentation coaching, risk management planning, agritherapy, coping with stress, working with federal agencies, getting the basics first, farm loan programs and financial resources for small farmers and rural small businesses, USDA FSA loan programs, USDA QIP program, and USDA Rural Development Program. Participants entered into an apprenticeship/internship phase of the program. During the two-day symposium, participants networked with representatives from agriculture, allied services, and auxiliary industries before making their final selection for the program from areas of internship, mentorship, apprenticeship, including best management practices in horticulture and nursery practices, solar, and wind technology.
Good afternoon. I'm Quincy Hart, and I just wanted to talk about my experience with North-South Institute. It's been an excellent challenge for me. Being a country boy from South Carolina, I love it because some of the things that we did in the country in Carolina, I get to do those again.
The best thing about working with the North-South Institute and this AgVet training program is the experienced instructors who provide clear objectives and assistance in helping us with our business plan.
The program has also assisted with providing loans, grants, and mentorships.
We would recommend the North-South Institute training program because it has provided ample resources and the help that it has given us to become successful.
The instructors has taught us the blueprint on how to run a successful agricultural business.
Hello, my name is Larry Arsenault, and I just want to talk a bit about the AgVet program at North-South Institute. Once that's North-South Institute AgVet program, the training apart from other training and professional development programs is quite simpler. The staff, the individuals that work there. I mean, the hands-on approach, the constant support, the professionalism, everybody does a great job there. I really appreciate that. It's a big difference between how they handle things and how other programs do it. One of the things to talk about is what is the best thing about working with the North-South Institute. I would say it's the similar with the people and their professional, but how friendly they are, how welcoming, and it's like being with family. So it's one of the things I truly love about that. It's almost like being with your family.
The thing that separates North-South Institute from different programs are the level of professionalism, the hands-on training, and the attention to detail. The best thing that I love about the program is the on-farm demonstration where you get to really see how it's done on a first-hand basis. I would definitely recommend anyone to take the program because not only do they teach you how to run a business, they also teach you how to farm if you're a beginner. My overall experience was great. I have no complaints, and everything that I've learned from the program, I plan on using in real life.
First of all, the staff, their attitude and their demeanor. When you enrolled in the training, you were sort of nervous. When you met the staff, they made you feel comfortable, and the way they did things, the technology, their knowledge, made you want to be a part of the program. So this program, it helped me manage my time, and then it made me a better person towards people. The best thing was the information that I received from your staff, the technology that they had, and how they explained everything to you so you understood what was going on. That's what I really liked about the program. Your whole staff took time to explain to us and tell us what we need to do, how we need to do it, and even gave us information on where to go look for it.
The staff is professional, caring, and accessible. They provided the knowledge about available resources. They also had us participate in hands-on activities to strengthen our knowledge. This is an excellent program, one that I highly recommend to other veterans. And the more you put into this program, the more that you will get out of the program. I started the program thinking that I was ordinary. I'm leaving feeling extraordinary. Thank you so much.
I believe that the North-South Institute provides personnel with one, accountability, and two, for the professionalism that we all seek. They take the time to really train you or help you if you ask, but you have to be willing to ask. They will go above and beyond if you allow them to. But again, you have to ask, you have to get active with them. This training program is excellent. I believe Dr. Scott, Colonel Hess, Mrs. Scott, Ms. Cook, Ms. Margaret, and all the staff, Ms. Elliott, all the staff that we interact with are that's A1, and I want to change it for the world. And I thank them for their time in taking the time out to teach me something new and to put their investment inside of me.
Well, first off, it's very veteran friendly and it's excellent with communication. It really does a good job doing that. The best part about working with the program is all the people you're gonna meet. It's fantastic, and there's plenty of people you get a lot of information from. I would definitely recommend people enrolling in the program, 100%. I'll be completely honest. Currently, I'm going through a financial housing crisis where I'm kind of living in like a shelter type of situation. But because of the veterans in that program, I was able to find a place and locate a program that helped me additional with the veterans program. So I'm not homeless right now. I decided to participate in the program because I am in agriculture and horticulture, and I love doing both. The experience in the program is what I like to say, exceptionally creative. Like there's a lot to learn. And if you apply yourself, you'll be good. So that's what I think about the program. It's fantastic. I definitely would love to recommend it to someone else.
For me, it's the eclectic and solid nature of the program. I like the different aspects that kind of come together. I appreciate the people that are leading it, as well as the preparation that they go through to be able to provide us with a program that has the different components that it has. I also appreciate the professional expertise of the individuals that they bring in to provide us with lectures or workshops, and then as well as to arrange for us to coordinate to go for on-site visits so we can actually see some of the things that we've been talking about in great detail in our classes.
The thing that sets North South Institute apart from other programs that I have been in is the fact that North South do care about the participants. They've said from the beginning, you're not alone, we're there with you even when the program ends. And I really appreciate that. They send out emails and they also call you to remind you all the classes that you have to take. So I think that really sets them apart.
I would recommend anyone, enrolling in this program, with North South Institute, specifically veterans that are transitioning from the military. For me, this has been a great vehicle for getting back into learning, within my transition. Also, it's been an excellent opportunity to get back into the workforce. Learning about entrepreneurship and farming has been great therapy for me. I'm a kinesthetic learner, so the ability to get on the farm, and get dirty, hands-on learning, practical application, this has been outstanding for me because for me, I grew up on a farm also in the Caribbean. So it was like I was home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Al Solomon, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a place called the North South Institute, one of the greatest facilities on the planet with the hottest faculty around, teaching you the greatest things in agricultural and farming and all that stuff. So first of all, what sets the North South Institute apart from other organizations and schools and things like that? Well, first of all, they actually care about your success here. You are more than a number. You are an actual student who they wish to become very successful after you graduate. I feel like the relationships and networking are very practical and real, and you're not just part of a curriculum, so to speak. Like, they really care here, and they really want to see you expand and grow after you graduate, and that's something that's very valuable, especially in today's society. Having people who actually care, and the North South Institute, these guys, they care.
I like the fact that they have classes and hands-on training, and being able to learn that there's other types of agribusiness. I felt that it was, great. I kept thinking, try to keep an open mind. At first, I was thinking it was just about farming, like being on actual farm, but I ended up learning, a bunch of other parts that have to do with farming other than just actually planting the seed. I thought that was great.
You ready, Al?
Yes, I am.
All right.
The North South Institute AgVet Training Program creates new markets for veterans and their families through mentorship and networking opportunities.
The program's instruction, mentoring, and networking will enable us to graduate with the skills necessary to not only purchase and build a farm, but to also run an agricultural business successfully.
And with that being said,
thank you, North South Institute, for such a life-changing experience.
The best thing is when I learned about the farming process and farming business itself, and the instructors willing to answer your questions, the in-depth instruction you receive, and the instructors really care about what they're teaching, and they want to help you as much as they can to achieve your goal. Well, you're interested in learning about the farming business, what it entails, and what you have to do on a farm. It's the best program for you.
What sets the training program apart is that it had so many people from so many different areas, all coming together to help us. So we had business planning, we had the marketing, we had everything that I felt would give us a step up when it came to starting our business. Granted, we were all in different areas that we were going to, but this program really helped guide us. The best thing about it was probably just hearing all the different perspectives, realizing that everything isn't as easy as we think it may be. So I would recommend North-South Institute because they had a lot of different diversity and a lot of resources to help us get where we wanted to be. They were always willing to actually have one-on-one with us, and they allowed plenty of time for questions and answers, and it was a lot of networking. The positive impact from NSI would have been that I have a better plan because I have a lot of what I call great ideas. And so with them, I was able to just kind of hone in on exactly what it is that I want to do and what I need to get there. I felt like NSI definitely equipped me for that. So when I step out, I will be better prepared.
Hi, I'm Gertrudis.
I'm James.
We're here to show you what we have planted after taking the class on the NSI agricultural program. Here we have some peppers. We have some black bean eggplants. They were this big when we got them, and now look how beautiful big they are, and they're flowering. And back here we have some cilantro. Over here we have some sweet potatoes, and you see how they're growing. And this is one of our raised beds. Here we have some lettuce, and here we have oregano, Italian oregano.
Here we got on the planters on the road, we have some of our nice lime trees. We're getting some good limes off of these. This one is flowering, so we hope to get as good of a harvest off of this one as the other one. We have eggplants over here.
These are okra. These are what 2 okra plants. They were this big when we got them at Walmart, and now they're growing. Outside we have some lime, another lime tree, some plantain, and pigeon peas, and on the front we have some mint and more Italian oregano.
Another experiment we're doing is we're taking these buckets here. I drill holes on the bottom, put rocks on top, and then the soil, and then we start planting in these. And we have melons. Grow. We got another one like this with more melons starting to grow. And then we've got 2 more we're going to have to do a replanting on because they didn't take.
And this is our soursop, given to us by a neighbor. It was like this big, and now look how big it is. And we have some more sweet potatoes back there. And this is a star fruit plant that we have kept in a small bucket, and we're gonna transplant. Thank you. We learned a lot in the program, and we hope to apply it and to be able to have a good harvest.
What sets them apart is, first off, the people. The people actually care. So don't feel like I was just a number coming here. I was able to, learn and also get real world experience from people who's already done it, and not just something that's read out of a book. So that's what I think sets them apart. It gives you that real world experience versus just reading something out of a book. But the best thing, again, was the people. Everyone here had experience. So I knew exactly what I was getting into, and the stuff I didn't know, I was able to get real world experience from the staff. So everyone's very helpful. That's what I love about this place. Well, if you really want to learn and you want to excel, especially in whether it's solar or farming, you're coming to the right place. This place here will take what you know or what you don't know and expand on that to get you to where you need to be. Experience was great. Everything's been amazing. I haven't really been on farms. I'm on a farm now. Learn about solar. I'm learning how to grow things. My overall experience has been amazing. I don't take it back. I wish more people can experience it. I am recommending some of my buddies to try it out. So this place is only going to keep growing. So I recommend anyone who's thinking about it, just go ahead and do it.
I'm an Air Force veteran and disabled vet. I enjoyed the quality and training that they offered us. They did hands-on training, they did mentoring, coaching. They also shared with us e-learning, instructor-led classes, and this was all with everything going on in the comforts of your home. You can do it by electronically. It helped to be able to reach out. Their main concern is your involvement in the training. They wanted you to be involved. They wanted you to see what was going on. They wanted you to interact. They wanted your input. They wanted, what do you see? They also was concerned about your feedback. What did you like? What you didn't like about the program? Did you see anything that could have been corrected or changed or added to it? And this was very important and interesting, the fact that they cared so much about your learning and was the information obtainable, receivable, and did you understand it? The internships on the farms with the farmers and the owners of the farms, we got a chance to talk hands-on and got a chance to see their day-to-day operations, how they perform, and how detailed a lot of the work that they do and how they track their products from start to finish. Also, what I enjoyed is all the subject matter experts, how they were willing to give you information, feedback, information, connections, and sources to look up your information and contacts. Also, they shared with you their experiences in the field, what some of their challenges were, what they went through. Would I recommend this why would I recommend this program? There is so much information that they offer. It's unbelievable. And it's a lot of information to learn. And it is great that there's so many resources out there and that they have an open door for you to reach out to them if you have questions and concerns to help you with your project or your endeavors that you're trying to do in the farming industry.
What stood out most to me in regards to North-South Institute in comparison to other trainings and professional training programs is the fact that they really cover every aspect of business before you actually set out on your endeavor. So when it comes to, say, your profits, when it comes to disasters, and all of these things that you think about, but you may have missed along the way in regards to planning making your business plan, all of that is actually going to be covered in this program, which is great because it gives you a very realistic idea of what is to come and what you're actually investing your time and your money into when it comes to your business of choice. I would definitely recommend anyone that's going into business to enroll in this program because just, again, the amount of information that you receive is going to really allow you to take in and really evaluate if the business of your choice is actually something you're going to want to do long term. Really, they saved me from going into a business without fully looking at every angle. So ultimately, this was an amazing learning experience, and I definitely recommend anyone that's looking to go into business for them to consider this program.
I would recommend for anyone to take this course because whether you're interested in learning, you're already doing the business, or you're trying to start a business, they're able to help at all different phases, and they bring like community of resources and actual local vendors so you can see real life experience. My life will be impacted once I completed training is because I'm looking into farmland in the Orlando area. I have family that are knowledgeable in the farmland, and I was going to partner with my sister and brother-in-law and cousin to try to get a farming business started. I decided to participate in the North-South Institute program to basically get knowledge. I was looking to get into a new business adventure, and I was always been interested in farming, so I believe I saw that as the perfect opportunity. Overall, it's been a very great experience, from the presenters to the local business people to going on site. That was actually my favorite, just seeing hands-on what they do on a daily basis and knowing, personally how they keep their farms running, and getting advice from someone who's doing it was very helpful to me.
Hello, my name is Braxton Linton, and I'm a new student to the North-South Institute AgVet Program. What sets North NSI program apart from other training programs is that they provide a professional hands-on approach, and they have a network of farms in the local area that we're able to go out to and actually be on the farm and walk around, see the operation from beginning to end to get a good feeling as to how a farm operation operates. One of the best things that I experienced with this program is networking with other veterans, and also meeting the high-class instructors that provided training to us in this program. Why I would recommend the NSI program to other veterans, it's a program that connects veterans with other veterans that have the same mindset and same goals in mind. So if you're looking for starting that program and you're a veteran, NSI would be a definitely good program for you. One of the positive impacts that this program had on me is I didn't understand the amount of work that it takes to maintain a farm. But once I got involved with the training and being on site at a farm, I could see how much was involved, and it helps me to refocus and understand what I need to do and where I need to start. Why did I participate in this? I participated in the program because I'm a new beginning farmer, so I wanted to understand what's all involved in farming. And NSI, North-South Institute, was a catalyst for helping me to see what is involved and how much work is going to be done and what resources I need to make this happen. My overall experience is, I would think, A++, what I would say, because I met so many wonderful other veterans, classmates. Also, the instruction that we received was top-notch instruction. We got a lot of links, documents, resources, free literature. So the program really helped me. It really opened my eyes to opportunities, not only in farming, but other areas that have multiple tracks that you can take advantage of. So I would recommend this program to any veteran or non-veteran that's looking to get into farming or other tracks that they have. Look up North-South Institute on the website, see if it fits your needs, and if it does, give them a call. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hello, I'm Michael Lay, proud member of the United States Navy. I served from '89 to 1993. I'm a Gulf War veteran. I'm a proud daddy of 2 children, Courtney Lay and Bradley Lay. They're readily in college right now. I've been a boat captain in the Gulf of Mexico for several years. And until the past 2 years, which I've become a aquaponics farmer, which I never thought I'd become a farmer. But when I first started farming, I had no idea of what the wording and the technology and everything that people were talking about, the farmers were talking about. So I would just sneak around the corner and I would Google it, like, what are they talking about? What are these balances and the soil and, whatever it was. And I'd get a kick out of it. But since I've started the North-South AgVet program, I've learned so much about the parameters and the wording and the technologies that have become my life now. But like I said, through the education and training, I've learned so much from these people, from you people. And the parameters are just amazing to me. The balances and the aspects of running a farm and a small business. And that brings me to, Dr. Ed and Ms. Carroll. they have taught me so much about the owning a small business and running a small business. I had a bar restaurant several years ago, and everything has changed, from the taxes to the forms, and everything has changed. And I thank you, Dr. Ed, and Miss Carol, for teaching me the new aspects of it, because that is my whole goal, is to own my own little food truck business, farm to fresh. Take it to the urban developments, take it to the workplace, take it to the city where they don't get farm fresh stuff. And I want to thank Miss Elliott, Miss Cook, Miss Brown, and of course Dr. Scott for everything that you have taught me. And I want to thank you again for all the experience, and I hope that other veterans can actually pick up on all this stuff and actually learn from it as I did, and move on forward with it in their life. And I can't wait to graduation. I will see you all soon. Thank you.
Kira Zainalov here. Today is June 27th, 2022. I think for this particular program, the way it was designed and the grant given to USDA for veterans and qualifying spouses and family members is something unique that you really don't find across the board nationwide. I also think that the amount of love, training, support that veterans and their family members obtain is really, really good from my experiences. And I also feel that with this program, it not only captures what the agricultural business is, but I also feel like this program can meet you wherever you're in life, whether you're already in the farming business and you have a farm, whether you're halfway through, whether you're studying business, or whether you just want to learn information. I think that this program suits everyone's learning style. And I like how the program teaches you different aspects of the whole farming program by integrating modules and hands-on, and we have video trainings and the practicums, and being able to go to those farms themselves is also a good way that sets this program apart from other professional development programs. Something that really resonates deeply within me is that the best thing I feel is just being around the staff, having that hands-on, that nurturing, that catering, learning from other students, and feeling like I belong. I believe that in South Florida, where I'm located at in Boca Raton, there's not really a big farming presence, but learning from other students who are already involved or that have that same interest, I'm able to feed off of their thoughts, and I'm able to foster more of my own thoughts and gather information. And I feel like all the trainings have been useful in different aspects. This is something that I really feel is the best part thus far working in the program for me. Overall, I think that my experience has been nothing but positive. As I mentioned earlier on the video, I've had nothing but good feedback. I really enjoy interacting with other students and being able to have such a variety of information given to you at one time. From the time I started, I have had nothing but good vibes. I mean, the students have been great. I've learned different crops. I've learned different varieties of growing things. Dr. Scott, Mrs. Scott, Mrs. Elliott, Ms. Cook, and a host of others have been really instrumental in helping me develop myself as a up-and-coming farmer. I really appreciate everything that has been placed upon me thus far, and I am more than humble and thankful to say that this has been one of my greatest experiences, and I really hope that NSI continues to do such a good job, because they have been great. Thank you all for your time, and thank you all for having me in this program.
who have come up here have been promoting that. The second thing, no veteran is supposed to be thinking where I can find my cash today to care for myself, whether it's going to be through a paycheck or through your business. And as I was saying to Dr. Lambert, my friend this morning coming down, we are an agent. The human agent knows how to maximize resources. And one of that resource, it's the cash. So we want you to look at your income and get there. And now we go into another phase of the program. There is to your heart and my heart. I didn't make any selections, but some awards have been provided by various people. Some you know, some you don't know. And we want to show our appreciation by calling two of your special subject matter specialists, Dr. Mary Lambert and Dr. Ian Lambert. They're not married, but they're close. Could you join me up here to go through the awards that we will be doing today? And if you have received an award, and if there is anything that is for another person, see me in the back. I'll take care of it. So, Dr. Lambert, you will be dealing with the odd number. And Dr. Lambert. Dr. Lamberts and Dr. Lambert, you will be doing. Yes, ma'am. And they will be taking a wonderful shot here with you once the award. And now I'll take my seat in the back and turn that over to gracious lady, Dr. Mary Lambert, who is one of the board directors for years and one of your subject matter specialists. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Scott. Working with Dr. Scott over all these years, he's challenged me to learn new things. He had me in St. Lucia and Dominica, and he said, Mary, you need to learn about breadfruit. And I said, I don't know about breadfruit, but I learned about it. So I know he's taught you things you didn't think you'd ever learn. So the first awardee is the Dr. George Fitzpatrick. He is my husband, by the way. This award, and he's a professor emeritus at the University of Florida. It goes to Anacleto Tito Avalos Sharon. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. For us, come up here. For assisting AgVet participants on understanding procedures on the farm and answering questions. He displayed great team building and leadership skills. We're supposed to stand over here and get a picture. This is a warning to the rest.
Okay. Good afternoon again, folks. A pleasure to be here. As Dr. Scott said, we go back about 37 years, plus or minus 3 years. I'm here to give the second award. The second award is the Mr. and Mrs. Delbert and Teresa Baskerville Award, retired GE executive and American engineers. This award goes to Lawrence and Tonja Blount. Despite several tragedies during the program, the Blounts stayed committed and were dedicated to completing the program. Mr. and Mrs. Black. This is Jake. Correct one? Oops.
Oh. No,
No.
we're out of order. Scotty, we're out of
Scotty,
order.
the sequence is not there. Find it. Two more tries.
No, I think they're all up. I think they're the second half.
Yes, you see, it's a Mary's fire. Sorry. Go. 2, 3. Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Okay, the third award is the Cecilia Hardy Award. And she is with Pro Health Award, Pro Health Award, Small Business Owners in the South Florida Healthcare Industry. They employ and empower the community while providing home health care services. And this award goes to Diddley Delpesh for referring the most students to this year's AgVet program. He has seen the benefits of joining and continues to refer veterans for the 2023 program year. Congratulations. If we're right here. Okay. Here.
Fourth award is the Dr. Raymond Elliott Award. In remembrance of Dr. Raymond O. Elliott for his outstanding contribution to South Florida Medical Service as one of our only Black physicians who worked extensively in trying to eradicate HIV in the South Florida region. He also worked with geriatric medicine and with Native Americans. He always tries to continue his education to best serve his patients and encourage continuing education for all. This award goes to Dr. Gertrudis Perez Dusek, who not only encourages other veterans to participate in this program and programs like Minded, but also registered with the program to ensure that the veterans she served will get hands-on knowledge, agribusiness, and allied services. Dr. Gertrudis Perez.
Thank you. Wow. We're getting there. Okay, the next award is the Oswald Hardy Award. He and Dr. Cecilia Hardy are married. He is a retired healthcare administrator in New York and South Florida who has dedicated his life to healthcare services and empowering others. This award goes to Ellis and Victoria Jean-Baptiste. I hope I pronounced that right. This couple has implemented a plan of action to help the community. Mrs. Jean-Baptiste is building a long-term healthcare facility And Mr. Jean-Baptiste has formed a club just for veterans called No One Left Behind, with a focus on creating a support system, a buddy system for veterans through meetings and on-farm participation, which address the mental and emotional stresses of transitioning from the military to civilian life.
The next award is the Egan and Ina Hay Award. In remembrance of Egan and Ina Hay, who have spent their life helping the community and community children in education, nutrition, and encouraging them to pursue higher education. This award goes to Michael Lay for most outstanding participation and humanitarian services worldwide, no pun intended, during this program. Mr. Lay went to Bolivia with worldwide aquaponics and created a hydroponic system for a battered women's shelter. He willingly took some of his fellow AgVet participants with him to teach them valuable information about aquaponics. Michael Lay. Yeah.
The Aubrey and Myrtle Scott Award in remembrance of Aubrey and Myrtle Scott for their work in building grassroots community wealth through agriculture. This award goes to Mr. Quincy Harp. His business identifies selling value-added non-alcoholic products, including various teas such as hibiscus, ginger, peppermint, and turmeric, and other herbal teas. The knowledge he attained through the AgVet training program has been instrumental in bringing his vision to life. He even completed a one-on-one session with my cousin Ian Lambert, who provided professional advice regarding ways to improve the brewing process of his products. Let's see if we're correct here. Okay. Okay.
The next award is the Cavallo Women's Award. Of Alicia Cavallo Grant, Cecilia Laforest Cavallo, and the Cavallo sisters, encouraging and setting good examples for their children. This award goes to Miguel Rendon for his outstanding participation, dedication, and perseverance for this program, while completing another degree and navigating the nuances of life. Miguel Rendon.
Okay, this next award is a Board of Directors award, and it's got my name on it, which was a surprise to me reading the list. Serving the underserved and eradicating poverty through empowerment, education, entrepreneurship, enterprise development, and economic development. This award goes to Al Solomon, who exemplifies commitment. He created not one, not two, but 3 practicums when the program only required 1. His attitude is very positive, and although he was not in agriculture before, he still thrives to learn at Nature's Green Farm on a weekly basis.
The next award is the Board of Directors Award. This award goes to Leonard Vassell, who completed the Introduction to Solar Power System practicum in a record time, 1 month instead of 2, and has started the PV 301 course, which is an exam prep for certification testing. Leonard Vassell.
The next award is another Board of Directors award, and this is my colleague, Miss Virginia Guzman, serving the underserved and eradicating poverty through empowerment, education, entrepreneurship, enterprise development, and economic development. And this award goes to Kira Zelenoff, who encapsulates all the aspects of the AgVet training program. She has embraced and utilized the training provided. She has thoroughly enjoyed learning and has made a major move to Ocala, Florida, to further pursue her agricultural goals.
Twelfth Award, Board of Directors Award, Dr. Majid Dagher, serving the underserved and eradicating poverty through empowerment, education, entrepreneurship, enterprise development, and economic development. This award goes to Donnie and Vanetta Law for starting their new agribusiness in hydroponic and apiary, that's beekeeping, and supporting fellow team members. Donnie and Vanetta Law.
And the last award is another Board of Directors award in honor of the late Owen Osborne, serving the underserved and eradicating poverty through empowerment, education, entrepreneurship, enterprise development, and economic development. And this award goes to Howie Ellis, an alumni who has referred the most participants overall during and after his completion of the AgVet training program. I remember him from previous year.
Let me say thank you, Mary. Grateful for being up here with you. I finally met my long lost cousin in the Caribbean when we did a consultancy together under the guidance of Dr. Scott.
Right.
Thank you, Mary.
Now, I don't know how you have a Dutch guy here. Thank you very much, guys, and it was always a pleasure. Thank you. Same today for Scotty. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I know we are smelling the meal, so I won't ad-lib anymore. It is always a pleasure to see these awards. And one of the last one, Dr. Owen Osborne, perhaps one of the first African-American microsurgeon that I met in real life. And I called him the night when we wanted to get this institute going ahead 26 years ago. And he said, I'm in, because when I retired, two things I wanted to do. I want to travel the world and set up clinics. And I want to make sure that I live on the water on Fort Lauderdale. Didn't get a chance to live on the water of Fort Lauderdale, but through his support and his family, we're doing some stuff. And I just want to tell you, there is a program in the pipeline coming that is going to fulfill one of his dreams, Mrs. John Baptiste. Okay. All right. Let me call to the stage now, Mrs. Carol Roberts, who's going to introduce the class speaker of this graduating class. One of your, of course, subject matter specialists. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Scott. And I just have to say, I'm so impressed with everything you've all accomplished and how dedicated you've been to the program. Your participation in the program is just, that video was overwhelming, but I did notice that nobody said their favorite thing was sitting on Zoom for 8 hours on a Saturday. Why not? Anyway, so I have the pleasure of introducing the 2022 class speaker, Dr. Gertrudis Perez-Dusek. And she was chosen for this award because of her dedication and involvement in the program. I know that was a hard choice to make because all of you have done so well, but we'll let Dr. Perez inspire the class.
Oh, wow, well done, right? Well, good afternoon, graduate class. I feel so high over here. NSI Institute instructors, visitors, guests, and family members. Thank you for the opportunity. Just a little bit about me. I'm a clinical psychologist. I served 5 years in the Army, 1 year in Iraq, and 15 years in the Air Force. And here I am. My husband and I, James Dusek, decided to register for the agricultural program to learn about agriculture and how to grow quality vegetables. The NSI program is wonderful, but very intense. The NSAI staff are excellent. And like they mentioned in the video, the class reminders were greatly appreciated. In the program, we learn, like you saw in the video, different things, and we learn about growing sustainable food and how to start a farming business. The program offered presentations from experts in farming and different kind of businesses and different kind of farming. All the instructors are great. They share their experiences. They provide support for the students to learn and to complete assignments. I know at one point we lost an assignment, so we have to meet with Ed individually to redo it. And talking about Ed, he asked me, how was the program? I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to give out my speech. But we learned from Ed. He showed us his video of the farm that he has in his house. So that's what we learn ideas on how to do a home garden. And that's what I got my idea. And from Carol, we learned about for business experience in restaurants. From Dr. Rowe and Dr. Lambert, we learned the importance of food, safety, and marketing. Throughout the program, we learn about different regulations, applying for business loan, day-to-day operations of a farming business, different types of farming businesses, books, which was very hard on Zoom, and the planning for unexpected circumstances. Public speaking, not my favorite thing to do, was part of every lesson. Every class we have to participate. They call on every student to make sure that we ask questions and had an opportunity to ask questions. One of the assignments that was very fun to do was the 2-minute elevator speech. We had to develop an elevator speech, 2 minutes, how to sell your business. The program also included farm demonstration, as you saw on some of the videos, for livestock and crops. That part of the program exceeded my expectations. Other than having to get up early, we have to be there super, super early, and I'm not an early person. So that was the only part I didn't like about it. But for farming, you have to go early because when the sun rises, it's too hot, so you can be out in the afternoon. And that's where we met in person with the other students, and we shared some of our experiences. And of course, we learned from the instructors. During the livestock demonstration, Mr. Barrows from Epic Ranch, he discussed the good, the bad, and the ugly of raising farm animals. That's a lot of work. I don't think I want to do that. He also discussed the different needs for the livestock, the nutrition, and the veterinarian care. And we had a chance to see him on action. We also had a chance to feed the animals. And Kira and I held a baby goat during our session. I know you also held a baby goat, but it was a different session. And we got to bottle feed the baby goat. And I had a chance to milk a goat, which looked very easy, but it's not hard to do. So he had to help me on how to squeeze. So that was interesting. During the crop demonstration, Dr. Scott shared his experiences with farming, how to choose a location, the local businesses and the local community, because sometimes they don't want the farm in their area. And as the area starts to develop, sometimes you have to move the farm to another location. So he shares some anecdotes from his experiences. Another thing that we encountered was the effect of weather on farming that sometimes, I used to take for granted. Now we have a storm coming. Now I'm thinking, how is a farm going to do? It's going to get flooded. If there is low temperature, freezing temperature, all that affects the farming. Part of what we learned was collecting soil sample for testing, and we got to dig in, put it in a bag, and they told us how and where to send it for testing. We also learned about different farming tools, operating a tractor, as you saw in the video, and identifying water sources. The NSI program is comprehensive. It offers a lot of opportunities about different types of farming businesses, available resources, and obtaining certification. I know you obtained some certification, and my husband and I became certified in best management practices, green, Florida Green Industries. As a result of being in the program, my family and now, as you saw in the video, have a home gardening. We are growing different vegetables, including limes, peppers. And I brought you a sample because we already harvested some of that. So these are some of the lime. Look at this. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. And we have these. These are very small, but they have a lot of juice. A lot of juice. And then we had 2 peppers that we harvested. The other one, I was waiting to cut it, but my husband found it yesterday and it was already not good to bring it. So I just have this one. One thing that we learn and we do to our farm, to our plant is to play music. We play music at least twice a week because the effect that music has on plants. So maybe that's why they're so beautiful. Now that I have gone through the program and the different obstacles that the farmers go through, now I understand when I go to the supermarket, what it takes to have that food over there, especially fresh fruit. We are planning to buy more from farmers market to help the farmers. And we also want to continue growing our vegetables. My husband and I appreciate everything we have learned from the instructors, from the NSI staff, from our peers. And we also appreciate the guidance, Ms. Cook, Ms. Elliott, and everyone. I don't want to name everyone, but everyone is fantastic. And we value what we learn from our peers. They have a lot of experience, different areas. So we really appreciate that. And thank you for the opportunity to address the group. Thank you.
We have reached the juncture of this program where I'm going to introduce a gentleman, Captain Bill Hester, to join me here on stage, do something. He's the veteran case support person you've been working with. Come up here, charming Billy, and do your thing. Thank you very much. Dr. Ducey. First of all, I'd like to say I'm so very proud of all of you veterans, all of you graduates. You have gone from many of you I met when I was recruiting you, and you've come a long way and you finished the program. One other thing I want to share with you is, in case you haven't heard enough, all the veterans in the room, I like for you to stand, if you don't mind, just for a second. And I want to say thank you for your service, if you haven't heard it enough. Okay? Thank you. You may be seated. You may be seated. Another thing I wanted to share with you, and this is a test. What kind of business can you have where you have over 50,000 employees, don't require a salary or benefits? All right, okay. Beekeeping. I want to introduce to you someone that's very special and is going to give you a lot of information, has a great background. I just want to share with you something that I don't normally do. I summarize a speaker's background, but in this case, this particular speaker has such a tremendous background. I don't want to miss anything. I want to share it with this audience, okay? Miss Ginger Miller is a native New Yorker and former homeless service disabled Navy veteran turned White House champion of change for women veterans and president and CEO of the Women Veterans Interactive Foundation. After caring for her husband, a disabled veteran who suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder for over a decade and experiencing homelessness with her family, Ms. Miller vowed to be victorious and worked 3 jobs and went to school full-time to pull her family out of homelessness. Determined to give back to her fellow veterans, Ms. Miller formed the nonprofit organization John 14-2 Inc. in 2009, which was instrumental in starting the first Prince George's County Homeless Veterans Stand Down. Through Ginger's advocacy and outreach,
efforts with John 14.2 Inc., she hosted Veterans Roundtable in Annapolis, Maryland in 2011. Ginger started Women's Veterans Interactive, WVI, a division of John 14.2 Inc., with a mission of meeting women veterans at their points of need through advocacy, empowerment, interaction, outreach, and unification. WVI took off and became a leading member based on nonprofit organization for women, supporting more than 6,500 women veterans since inception in 2018. WVI became a standalone nonprofit organization, and with approval from the IRS in 15 days, Women Veterans Interactive Inc. was formed. Under Ginger's leadership, Women's Veterans Interactive Inc. moved ahead to create impactful programs to address the unique needs of women veterans. Ms. Miller has worked diligently to secure critical partnerships needed to deliver support services to women veterans through WVI programs. Some partners and grantors include the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Center for Minority Veterans, Virginia Department of Veterans Services, Blacks in Government, the Starbucks Foundation, the Trinka Davis Foundation, Dominion Energy Foundation, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Bristol Myers Squibb, Amazon. It's hard to get Amazon, okay? USAA, Comcast Universal, Medallia, Paralyzed Veterans of America, and the Atlanta Women's Club. In 2020, Ms. Miller created the Women's Veterans Interactive Foundation to proactively support the ever-changing diverse population of women, veterans, and military women. Founded on the division and growth of Women Veterans Interactive, the Women Veterans Interactive Foundation is a national 501c3 nonprofit organization addressing the unique and often unrecognized challenges facing our nation's approximately 2.3 million women veterans. WVI for Women supports women veterans throughout dedicated research, tailored support programs, training, and resources to equip them at all stages of their military transition, all delivered through a comprehensive ecosystem. In September of 2021, President Joe Biden appointed Ms. Miller to the Board of Governors of the USO, and in February of 2021, she was appointed as honorary commander for the 316th Organization Group at Joint Base Andrews. That's a big thing. I was stationed there. That's Air Force One and the Presidential Unit, in case you all don't know. She also currently served on the advisory board of Northwest Federal Credit Union and recently completed a 5-year term on the advisory committee on minority veterans at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. She completed her last 2 terms as chairwoman. Other previous appointments include chairwoman of the Prince George's County Veterans Commission, commissioner on Maryland's Commission for Women, member of the Maryland Caregivers Coordinating Council, and members of the Maryland Veterans Resilience Advisory Council. Her awards are Department of Veterans Affairs Center for Women's Veterans 2019 Trailblazer Award, Southern Company 2018 Champion for Women's Veterans, Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce 2018 Lifetime Distinguished Service Honoree, Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Distinguished Veterans Rights Activist 2018, a Voice Heritage Award alongside General Colin Powell, Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall 2017 Keeper of the Community Award, and the Baltimore City Chamber of Commerce 2015. Indeed, we are in good company here as I present to you Miss Ginger Miller. Give her a round of applause.
Let's eat, right? Oh my goodness. As he was reading that, I'm just sitting there like, oh wow, this person is great. She's fantastic. Like it's not me. I am overwhelmed today. I do a lot of work. I'm gonna get into my speech, and I'm not gonna be before you long because I don't want to stand before us to the food, but I'm gonna be before you strong. I do a lot of work in the veteran space. I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. And like usually I cry when I get into my speech, but I'm just so proud of this program. Dr. Scott, this is one incredible program because everything that I heard today is about the veterans and not about you. And makes a difference. And to the graduates, you're fortunate. You're very fortunate. I go to a lot of programs, I do a lot of speaking engagements, and it's never about us. It's always about the numbers. Usually when I go to graduation ceremony, they have 200 graduates that don't have anything nice to say about the program because they leave the same way that they came into the program. So let's clap it up for Dr. Scott and all the great work that they're doing here today. Like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I always try to just go with the flow of things. But I'm so emotional right now, to see all of those testimonies. Like, I'm a veteran too. So for me, it's real special to see that all of you had the opportunity to come through this great program. I'm like farming, like who's farming? I'm from New York, right? But I feel like I want to come back and move down here so I can go through the program because, for several reasons. Number one, I love seeing that husband and wives can attend this program. And I did see somebody on the news last night. I think it's the Baptiste, Mr. and Miss Baptiste, I think it is. And I showed it to my husband because one of the things you said, sir, was that, when you're out there and you're farming, you don't think about mental health. And my husband is a Marine Corps veteran and he suffers from PTSD. And it's because of what we went through getting out of the military and we didn't transition well is how we became homeless. And for me, particularly, my parents are immigrants from Honduras and they didn't know anything about, going to college or a Pell Grant. So I went into the Navy specifically to get the GI Bill so that I could go to college. But unfortunately for me, fortunately for me, I met this handsome Marine in Annapolis, Maryland, and we got married and then we got shipped out to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. He went over to Operation Sharp Edge and a couple of other operations and came back with PTSD and decided he was done. And then I decided that I would make the Navy my career. And when I did that, I ended up getting a medical discharge. And I think I was in my early 20s. I was a bosun's mate. And like a lot of our veterans today, we went back to New York to stay with my family on a temporary basis. And when my husband's post-traumatic stress disorder kicked into high gear, they basically told me that you've got to take your crazy husband and find someplace to go. Yeah, right. It is fun, right? But that's how we became homeless because I don't come from a military town. I don't come from a military family. They didn't understand what I was going through. As a young bride, I didn't understand what I was going through. My husband came back from war, a changed man, but the only thing I did know was that I loved him. Right? And I'm the type of person, if I make a commitment, I'm going to keep it. And people would tell me, Ginger, you're a pretty girl, you can get somebody else. But what would happen to him, to my best friend, if I left him when he wasn't in his right frame of mind? Thank you, because we're going 33 years. November will be 33 years. And it never gets easy, right? Because you remember why you go into military. The military teaches us to be committed. The military teaches us to be tough. but it doesn't really teach you to love. And for me, that was something that came from the inside, right? It was the love that I had for my husband. It was the love that I developed for people that caused Ginger Miller to be the person that you heard this gentleman just read. Because how do you serve your country and then become homeless? And I know there was somebody, I don't know if he's here today, he was stating that, he was on the brink of being homeless. It's a very bad feeling. It is a feeling that never goes away. When you serve your country, you have a sense of pride, you have dignity, your chest is out to here. And when things don't go right, that pride starts to diminish. And that's why programs like this is so important. It's not about the farming, it's not about the networking, it's not about the business plan. It's about being together. It's about being connected. I believe it was Dr. Scott said, don't lose those numbers. Don't lose those numbers. Because whatever it is that you're going through, you don't have to go through it alone. You just don't. I was one of those people that suffered in silence. Because even if I would have known, where to find the help, I was too ashamed to reach for help. And I think that would happen to a lot of us veterans. We're too ashamed to reach for the help until it's too late, until you become homeless, until you abuse drugs and alcohol. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I decided, I said, you know what? I'm going to work 3 jobs. I'm going to go to school full time, and I'm going to pull my family out of this homelessness state. I refuse to give up. Just like all of you. You're in this program, you refuse to give up. And for me, it was a very dark period in my life, but I could still see some type of light. On Facebook, I have this hashtag, the girl on fire. Nevertheless, I tell people that's the pilot light that I have in my heart. That's my North Star that guided me out of homelessness. And I said to myself, you know what? If this is happening to me, it had to be happening to other veterans. And I just refused to follow my own dreams and goals because I wanted to correct this thing, this tragedy that was happening to those of us who have served and sacrificed for our country. It's a tragedy. But what I didn't know was that it would take me this long to even not turn the curve, but see the curve. Because when you're a homeless veteran, I don't care how much you seem to accomplish, they tag you with that. With everything that I have accomplished, folks still say, oh, there goes that homeless veteran. Excuse me, I'm a presidential appointee. Give me that respect. And even if I wasn't a presidential appointee, give me the respect because I served my country. All of those accolades, they're great, but this is where it's at for me. You're where it's at for me. They mean a lot only to get me to the next level, to move the mission of my organization forward, but I can live without that. I can live without that. What I want is respect, right? And that's what I feel in this room today. All of you are respected. You're just not a number to get grants, to get the funding, to get bolster rights. Believe me when I tell you, I've seen some things. I've been some places. I've been all the way to the top and back down again and back to the top again. And we have a long way to go in this country when it comes to supporting veterans. And sometimes, to be honest with you, it leaves me disgusted. Because what we have done for our country, most folks will never do. And I'm going to tell you, because they're not brave enough. They're not smart enough. We didn't do it just because we wanted to do it. We did it and we did it well. And somebody had the nerve to ask me, a big foundation that I'm not going to call the name. That's why they call me the girl on fire, because sometimes I cut up. But nevertheless, She said to me, Ginger Miller, do you think that women veterans need their own programs? Or is this just something you're passionate about? Like I'm gonna do what I wanted to do. And my head just wanted to spin around, and I wanted to tell her, listen, when you raise your right hand to serve and sacrifice for this country, when you become bold enough to leave your kids to go to Iraq and Afghanistan, and when you come back, your kids don't know who you are, and they're afraid of you. When you do one or two of those things, then you come back and ask me that question. How dare you? As veterans, we deserve the best, period. Period. And I get so frustrated because it's programs like this that should be not just here in the local news, all over the news. And when I get back, I'm posting it everywhere. So to the folks that was on the news last night, you're going everywhere. Like I'm gonna post it everywhere, and I'm gonna tell everybody about this program because it's very unique. It's something that's needed. And again, Mr. Baptiste, and I hope I'm saying your name right, when you said that when you're out there, you don't think about the mental health and wellness part of the veteran's journey, that's real. And as I look at all of you today, you give me a different type of feeling. One that I'm familiar with. One that makes me feel like I'm at home. And I can tell you what, when you look out in the audience a lot of times, you just don't see that. We understand each other. Bio or no bio, we understand each other because we get it when others don't. And just because of what we done, we deserve to give each other that mutual respect. So with that, I have some closing remarks that I want to say because I know I'm standing between us and the food, but I've come a long way, you know, in my life, and I feel that God really put it in me to take the long way around because I've seen some things and I've done some things that has allowed me to give back and make a difference. But all of you right here, y'all, those videos, y'all all have what it takes. And I'm not here to pump you up because we don't need to do that to veterans because we stay pumped up, you know, just in case. Like that's just who we are. Like we're already there at the door. But I'm proud of y'all because you went to a program that most people would not even consider because it was something that you wanted to do, and now you're doing something else with it. You could be anything that you want to be in these here United States of America. Not to say that it's going to be easy, but you can do it. And to the couples, like, I'm just so proud of y'all. Like, I want to go get my husband and come back and sign up for the program. Nevertheless, I have a couple of tips that I want to leave with y'all. And you know, when you're talking to veterans, you kind of feel like, Ginger Miller, you don't really need to tell them that, but you never know what somebody else is going through. So, you know, words are important. Encouragement is important. Number one, be bold when you go forth. Be bold with your ask. You know, whoever that couple was that did that business plan, be bold with that ask. Oh, ask for the money. You have not because you ask not, right? Be bold with your intentions. Be intentional. Don't ever be afraid. If you can serve your country, if we can make it through boot camp, we can do anything, right? Be consistent. Show up every day and give 110%. You may be the only one to show up, and that's okay. For 12 years, I was the only one to show up. And even sometimes now, I'm still showing up. Continue to show up anyhow. Be encouraged. If no one claps for you, Clap for yourself. Don't worry about other people because you are unique enough to get the job done. And last, grace. Give yourself some grace. There is no roadmap to this thing. There is no right way to get it done. Just get it done. If you fall, get up. Me personally, I don't like to fall. Like, I'm struggling, I'm holding on, I'm grabbing on. I'm not going to fall because I'm going to give myself some grace. If you take a step back, run forward. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't put too much on yourself. You've already served your country. And now you're going out here to a field where you can serve others. You know, the lady that brought up her carrots or cucumbers, or that to me was amazing because you're putting what you learned into action and you came back to share it with others. So I'll leave you with this. As the president and CEO of Women Veterans Interactive, as a woman who, you know, comes from Washington, D.C. and the daughter of immigrants, I feel like this is my graduation day. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud. I'm excited. I'm leaving with a new sense of humility, with a new sense of joy. Mrs. Scott, thank you for the invitation. Be blessed.
Wow. Stay pumped up.
I stay pumped up. I mean, I took it easy today.
Yeah, all we want is respect.
Absolutely.
And here is this. Stay pumped up just in case. When I was growing up, I would get spanking sometime and I'd ask but I didn't do anything. My mom would say, just in case.
Okay.
Right? Be bold in your ask. Be consistent. Be encouraged. Clap yourself. One of our national heroes used to say, clap yourself. Give yourself grace. My grace is sufficient.
Amen. Amen.
Extend your grace, my sister. I just want to say how thankful we are in having someone like you to share in this moment in meeting with your peer. And believe me, there isn't no reason why we cannot extend our program in DC from just an international piece to doing a farming piece with you in Prince George County.
You know exactly where I'm from. He did his homework.
PG, all right, PG. So step aside with me on behalf of the graduates, the board of directors, all the subject matter specialists, all the technical folks who are here, well-wishers and friends. We want to present this back to you as a demonstration of our partnership, and now we're family.
Amen.
And thank you very much, Ms. Cook. And of course, you could not come to the Sunshine State.
Oh.
I just want to say thank you very much.
Oh, let me smile for the camera first.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
my bad.
And I tell you this, don't leave it if you are over, if you have too much weight in traveling.
No, I don't take the money.
All right, there you go, there you go. And as a token of our appreciation, we want to say thank you again
Thank you.
wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I beg your pardon? For the plaque, you
plaque,
want to?
okay.
Okay, could you put your back?
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Let me take my glasses off.
yeah. Can I have someone to help with escorting the lovely lady down? Thank you.
Okay, my phone is in there.
And you, oh,
You.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll join you at that seat in a while because I don't want to get in front of lunch. So we're at the point now where the action begins. And I'm going to ask everybody in this suit, join me here on the stage to recognize the folks who are coming in. Don't be scared. It can be a little bit intimidating. Dr. Lambert, please join me up here. Yes, watch it now. All right, and now, come on in. So, over to you, Miss Elliott.
Graduates, please stand. Anacleto Tito Avalos Sharon. Lawrence Blount. Taj Blount. Diddley Delpash. Dr. Gertrudis Perez Doucet. James Dusac. Walter Exius. Duchess Delpesh Exius. Versoni Guerrero. Quincy Harp. Elvis John Baptiste. Victoria John Baptiste. Donnie Law. Benetta Law. Michael Lay. Miguel Randon. Addison Simmons. Al Solomon. Lillian Toussaint. Leonard Vassell. Kira Zenalov. I want to take the time to celebrate you, graduates, and then also to acknowledge that there are some graduates that could not attend today. Sean Chess. Noel Dixon. George Havlick. Antoine Robinson. Michelle Keaton. Braxton Linton. And Larry Arsenault. That will complete our graduating class. I turn it over to Dr. Scott. Remain standing.
Well. Normally you get a chance to throw it up in the air. Normally you get the chance to do something of moving from one side to the other side. So, in true protocol, I turn to my advice. From which side to which side? Dr. Left. Huh? From right to left. Get that over. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, turn around and I now present to you the 2022 graduates of the AgVet program sponsored by USDA and associate partners and friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the faculty who made the faculty. And so we're now asking, I'm going to turn it over to the engine of the program, Marcy Scott. And I.
All right, no, don't. Thank you all very much. The graduates, you may be seated. So now we're just gonna go ahead and have our lunch. What a wonderful day. And Ginger, you just made me cry, 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 and cry again. The faculty, thank you all so very much. Thank you all so very much. Board of Directors, I'm also gonna say thank you to our photographer who is keeping us on task. So I have some instructions from him, and also Mr. Drummond and his team over there for doing such an amazing job. Thanks to such an amazing job. And at this time, before we close off, I'd like to invite my right eye, my left eye, my right hand, my left hand, all of my body parts and my heart. And I'm going to call their names. We have Claire, come on up and join me. Miss Sue, come on up and join me. Miss Brown, come on up and join me. Without this team, and Miss Seaton is not here, so you know she's our student volunteer. Without this team, this would have been impossible for you. Like Ginger said, like Miss Miller said, we are not about the numbers, neither are we about just getting a grant and doing it. We are about serving you. I am gonna coin this from now on, label our Mother's Day tribute to vets. Because so it's really all we can do, but we want you to understand that this is the theme. Everyone, once you get registered, you're gonna have some contact with our registrar and our administrator, Miss Michelle Cook. Michelle, please step forward. She does this tirelessly. She does this willingly. She does this gracefully, and we do not have words enough to thank her for all that she does to actually pull this all together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Dr. Scott, you should be up here helping me to thank. The next one is gonna be Miss Brown. Step forward. You know, Miss Brown joined our team recently. And when Ms. Brown joined our team recently, we realized that we needed to have help in customer relations because we are going through so many different things. And Ms. Brown has brought our participation rate from about maybe 40 or so percent. We're almost at 99%. So thank you very much, Ms. Brown. Thank you. Then we have Ms. Claire Elliott. Come on up, Ms. Claire Elliott. Miss Elliott is, I don't know, she's our engineer, she's our communication specialist, she's the one that just catches it all. She's helping Miss Cook and she's helping Miss Brown and she's helping me, and don't let her help Dr. Scott because he wants to just totally manipulate her. So I am telling you, she is really a very, very, very strong part of our community. And we want to say thank you very much, Miss Elliott. And I did not call him up on the stage because I know he was here already, but Captain Hester, oh, Captain Hester. We started this as a pilot program, and I said to my husband, something big is missing. Something big is missing. And my sister has a friend who's called Captain Hester. My sister is over there, has a friend called Captain Hester. And I sat with Captain Hester and I said, NSI cannot pay you. The project, the grant that we get, it cannot pay you. But I need somebody like you here in this program that connects with vets the way I cannot connect. I need to be called home, to be able to call home to Houston and say, Houston, we're coming home. What should we do? And we got our Houston in the form of Captain William Hester. He is not just our recruitment officer, but when something happens, and it always does, we take up the phone and we say, okay, this is the situation with this vet. This is what is happening. Go handle it. And he handles it in such a professional manner and also a manner of the heart. These faculty members that you have back here, he's always hassling with them. Okay, we need to have the program this way, and we need to have the program this way, because if we don't, they're not going to connect. This is the connector. I'm telling you, this is Houston. This is Houston. So thank you very much, Captain Hester, for all you do for this program. We do appreciate you, and I hope you know that. We can't pay you. We can give you some burger money, but we can't pay you, okay? Cheese, yeah, cheeseburger money, a little cheese on it. And then I am going to also say thank you again to the faculty, everyone here. You know, the quality faculty that you guys get, you know, you want to step to a little bit forward. The quality faculty that you guys get, I don't even know if you realize the quality faculty that you get. These are people that are professionals at what they do. I don't just get people off the street. No, these are people that are professionals. They are university professors, and they are actually, with the help of Captain Hester, making sure that everything is relevant for you. So I thank you very much. One of our professors is over there, Mr. Drummond. He's our IT person too, and himself and Miss Mundo. And I am telling you, they make it really interactive. So when you're learning things like QuickBook, business plan, the laws that came up here, that's a business plan that they did on their own. And everybody has to do that in this program. Whether or not they're starting their business now, you cannot say you haven't gone through this process. So we thank you. We thank you, Carol. And we thank you very, very much. And our board of directors, we really thank you, Dr. Lambert, for all that you have done. For Ms. Guzman, Dr. Dagger, and Dr. Lambert, late Owen Osborne, for what you have done. And our advisory board, I don't know how you advise Dr. Scott, but our advisory, but I thank you. Last but not least, I'm going to thank Dr. Scott, because you know he's crazy. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful mind, a beautiful mind. Have you ever watched that movie? It's a beautiful mind, a beautiful mind. And when he started writing the script for all of what we're living today, was about maybe 12 years ago. Before there was a funding, there was this program. Before USDA thought about anything else, there was this program, because he saw the need for this. And what you're seeing now is a fulfillment of his dream. But one thing I really and truly admire him for, and I still admire him today for that one thing, he gets on my nerves, you know, but one thing I really admire him for is that, like Miss Miller says, he does not take the heart out of being technical. And that's why you're getting the program in this quality fashion. Thank you all. Thank you, parents, for coming. Thank you, spouses, for being here. Thank you, family members, all the children that are here. Thank you all for coming. And where is Billy and Maria? Billy and Maria are gone. Stand up, Maria, Maria, stand up. Billy and Maria have been our right-hand team. I want you to thank them too. They've always been here with us, and they're always here to support us. To all our visiting community members that are here, our PR person, Principal Williams from over the elementary school, I also thank you all. Guys, let's eat, let's have fun, let's do this again, and more referrals, more referrals. During the break, You are going to be getting all of that video that Miss Ginger was talking about. They will be run throughout during the break. We didn't tell them what to say, guys. They just actually did these videos. These are their videos that they turned in. We have even the long version. What we're gonna ask the graduates to do, though, the photographer is asking me to do this. Don't leave your seats yet. He wants to take a picture with you just like this. What I'm gonna ask faculty to do is just to stay on stage, and so the photographer can do that. The rest of us can go eat while you do that.
And the attention to culture and horticulture.
Into the
Other than you to be involved.
A network of veterans.
Good afternoon. I'm Quincy Hart, and I just wanted to talk about my experience with North-South Institute. It's been an excellent challenge for me. Being a country boy from South Carolina, I love it because some of the things that we did in the country in Carolina, I get to do those again.
The best thing about working with the North-South Institute and this AgVet training program is the experienced instructors who provide a clear objectives and assistance in helping us with our business plan.
The program has also assisted with providing loans, grants, and mentorships.
We would recommend the North-South Institute training program because it has provided ample resources and the help that it has given us to become successful.
The instructors have taught us the blueprint on how to run a successful agricultural business.
Hello, my name is Larry Arsenault. I just want to talk a little bit about the AgVet program at North-South Institute. Once that's North-South Institute AgVet program, the training apart from other training and professional development programs is quite simpler. The staff, the individuals that work there. I mean, the hands-on approach. Everybody does a great job there. I really appreciate that. It's a big difference between how they handle things and how other programs do it. One of the things to talk about, what is the best thing about working with the North-South Institute? I would say it's the just same similar with the people and their professional, but how friendly they are, how welcoming, it's like being with a family. So that's one of the things I truly love about that. It's almost like being with your family.
The thing that separates North-South Institute from different programs are the level of professionalism, hands-on training, and the attention to detail. The best thing that I love about the program is the on-farm demonstration where you get to really see how it's done on a first-hand basis. I would definitely recommend anyone to take the program because not only do they teach you how to run a business, they also teach you how to farm if you're a beginner. My overall experience was great. I have no complaints, and everything that I've learned from the program, I plan on using in real life.
First of all, the staff, their attitude and their demeanor. When you enroll in the training, you were sort of nervous. When you met the staff, they made you feel comfortable, and the way they did things, the technology, their knowledge, made you want to be a part of the program. So this program, it helped me manage my time. It made me a better person towards people. The best thing was the information that I received from your staff, the technology that they had, and how they explained everything to you so you understood what was going on. That's what I really liked about the program. Your whole staff took time to explain to us and tell us what we need to do, how we need to do it, and even gave us information on where to go look for it.
The staff is professional, caring, and accessible. They provided the knowledge about available resources. They also had us participate in hands-on activities to strengthen our knowledge. This is an excellent program, one that I would highly recommend to other veterans. And the more you put into this program, the more that you will get out of the program. I started the program thinking that I was ordinary. I'm leaving feeling extraordinary. Thank you so much.
I believe that the North-South Institute provides personnel with one, accountability, and two, for the professionalism that we all seek. They take the time to really train you or help you if you ask, but you have to be willing to ask. They will go above and beyond if you allow them to. But again, you have to ask, you have to get in active with them. This training program is excellent. I believe Dr. Scott, Colonel Hess, Mrs. Scott, Miss Cook, Miss Margaret, and all the staff, Miss Elliott, all the staff that we interact with are that's A1, and I want to change it for the world. And I thank them for their time in taking the time out to teach me something new and to put their investment inside of me.
Well, first off, it's very veteran friendly and it's excellent with communication. It really does a good job doing that. The best part about working with the program is all the people you're going to meet. It's fantastic, and there's plenty of people you get a lot of information from. I would definitely recommend people enrolling in the program, 100%. I'll be completely honest. Currently, I'm going through a financial housing crisis where I'm kind of living in like a shelter type of situation. But because of the veterans in that program, I was able to find a place and locate a program that helped me additional with the veterans program. So I'm not homeless right now. I decided to participate in the program because I am in agriculture and horticulture, and I love doing both. The experience in the program is what I like to say, exceptionally creative. Like there's a lot to learn, and if you apply yourself, you'll be good. So that's what I think about the program. It's fantastic. I definitely would love to recommend it to someone else.
For me, it's the eclectic and solid nature of the program. I like the different aspects that kind of come together. I appreciate the people that are leading it, as well as the preparation that they go through to be able to provide us with a program that has the different components that it has. I also appreciate the professional expertise of the individuals that they bring in to provide us with lectures or workshops, and then as well as to arrange for us to coordinate to go for on-site visits so we can actually see some of the things that we've been talking about in great detail in our classes.
The thing that sets North-South Institute apart from all the programs that I have been in is the fact that North-South do care about the participants. They've said from the beginning, you're not alone, they're there with you even when the program ends. And I really appreciate that. They send out emails and they also call you to remind you of the classes that you have to take. So I think that really sets them apart.
I would recommend anyone, enrolling in this program, with North-South Institute, specifically veterans that are transitioning from the military. For me, this has been a great vehicle for getting back into learning, within my transition. Also, it's been an excellent opportunity to get back into the workforce. Learning about entrepreneurship and farming has been great therapy for me. I'm a kinesthetic learner, so the ability to get on the farm, and get dirty, hands-on learning, practical application, this has been outstanding for me because for me, I grew up on a farm also in the Caribbean. So it was like I was home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Al Solomon, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a place called the North-South Institute, one of the greatest facilities on the planet with the hottest faculty around, teaching you the greatest thing in agricultural and farming and all that stuff. So first of all, what sets the North-South Institute apart from other organizations and schools and things like that? Well, first of all, they actually care about your success here. You are more than a number. You are an actual student who they wish to become very successful after you graduate. I feel like the relationships and networking are very practical and real, and you're not just part of a curriculum, so to speak. Like, they really care here, and they really want to see you expand and grow after you graduate, and that's something that's very valuable, especially in today's society. Having people who actually care, and the North-South Institute, these guys, oh, they care.
I like the fact that they have classes and hands-on training, and being able to learn that there's other types of agribusiness. I felt that it was, great. I kept thinking, to try to keep an open mind. At first, I was thinking it was just about farming, being on actual farm, but I ended up learning, a bunch of other parts that have to do with farming other than just actually planting the seed. I thought that was great.
You ready, El?
I am.
All right.
The North-South Institute AgVet Training Program creates new markets for veterans and their families through mentorship and networking opportunities.
The program's instruction, mentoring, and networking will enable us to graduate with the skills necessary to not only purchase and build a farm, but to also run an agricultural business successfully.
And with that being said,
thank you, North-South Institute, for such a life-changing experience.
The best thing is what I learned about the farming process and farming business itself, and the instructors willing to answer your questions, the in-depth instruction you receive, and the instructors really care about what they're teaching, and they want to help you as much as they can to achieve your goal. Well, you're interested in learning about the farming business, what it entails, and what you have to do on a farm. It's the best program for you.
What sets the training program apart is that it had so many people from so many different areas, all coming together to help us. So we had the business